Dear students, we are going to take another topic of grammar today, and this is clauses. First, you will have to know, before coming to the clauses, first you should know what is a sentence. As you know, the sentence is a group of words which has a complete sense of meaning. So clauses, now if we have to define clause, then we can say clause is also a group of words, or you can say a part of sentence which has a subject and a predicate. So defining clause, we can say very important to understand this topic clause, because your formation of sentence depends on your understanding of clause. So as I just wrote the definition here, that clause is a part of sentence which has its subject and predicate. It is a part of sentence, but it has its subject and it has its predicate. For example, here this is subject, this is predicate. Means subject and after subject, all the words in the sentence are called predicate. So you can say that this is a clause, but this is a complete sentence in itself. Though it is, because it is a principal clause, so it is a complete sentence. So subject and predicate. Where there are two clauses, you can say this is the book that I had bought. Now you just see this sentence. This is the book. This is one clause. There are two clauses. This is one, this is the book. And another clause is that I had borrowed. Here that I had borrowed, you can say in both the clauses, there is subject and the predicate. It is subject, it is predicate. Here also this is subject and this is predicate. It means the definition that I have written here is just here applicable, saying that subject has its own, clause has its own subject and predicate. Now, there are three kinds of clause has three kinds. Now let us see that. One is principal clause, or main clause, so these three kinds of clause, you can see here principal clause or main clause or independent clause. Second is coordinate clause, and third is subordinate clause, or you can also say it dependent clause. Let us take all these clauses one by one to understand it fully. First take the principal clause or the main clause. Principal clause is that clause. No doubt it has its subject and predicate, but it is a complete sentence in itself. It does not depend on any other clause for its meaning. It gives a full, complete sense. This is called principal clause, means it has not to depend on any other clause for its meaning or for its complete sense. That is why it is called principal clause or main clause. For example, you can say was in all these sentences you see that all these sentences make complete sense. They are the principal clause. They make the complete sense. They do not have to depend or take help from any other clause to clarify its meaning. He walks complete. She meets me complete. They do their duty complete. So principal clauses do not have to take any help from any other clause for its meaning. They are complete in itself. Next is coordinate clause. And this principal clause makes this, it forms the simple sentence. Coordinate clause makes compound sentence because it joins the clauses. Two clauses are joined with the help of coordinating conjunction and or but, and both the clauses here in coordinate clause, both the clauses are independent. They are of equal status. Neither is more important than other. They both have their own importance. They both separately can make their complete sense, and that is why this is called coordinate clause. You can see by the example. You can see the two clauses are combined by the coordinating conjunction but. Ram is a good boy. Another clause is Syam is a bad boy. Ram is a good boy but Syam is a bad boy. Here one clause, complete sense, you can say Ram is a good boy. It has its complete meaning. Connected by but Syam is a bad boy. It is also complete in its own meaning. They balance each other, but they have their equal status. They are not depending on other. Neither is more important than the other. Next you see. He tried hard, but failed to reach the top. He tried hard one clause, failed to reach the top, another clause connected by this conjunction. He tried hard, you can see it has its complete sense. Failed to reach the top means the complete, he failed to reach the top. So it has also the complete sense. Both are balancing each other, and that is why this is a coordinate clause. See, he opened the door and entered the room. He opened the door, one clause, entered the room, another clause, another independent clause. He opened the, but both balancing each other, connected by this conjunction, and this is coordinate clause. He helps me and he helps others too. He helps me and he helps others too. Two clauses here also, connected by conjunction and have separate complete sense, balancing each other, not depending on each other. This is coordinate clause. And this makes, and why this sentence is called compound sentence. According to a structure, as you know, there are three types of sentence: simple, compound, and complex sentence. So this is the example of simple sentence. This is the example of compound sentence. Now let us come third and important. Subordinate clause. This is also called dependent clause. And it makes complex sentence. Sentence that is made by the use of the subordinate clause, it makes a complete sentence. A complex sentence. Now, actually, what kind of clause is called subordinate clause? This is to be said. Subordinate clause is that clause that depends on the main clause for its meaning. If you separately see the subordinate clause in a sentence, then meaning will not be very clear. Its meaning will become clear only when you connect it with the principal clause. So, for its complete sense, it depends on subordinate clause. That is why it is called dependent clause. It depends on the main clause for its meaning. Because in a sentence, subordinate clause gives additional information about the main clause. In a complex sentence, you will see that there is a main clause and then subordinate clause. And subordinate clause will give additional information about the main clause. For example, you see. The medal study is my brother. You can see here. There are two clauses here. The boy is my brother. This is principal clause. The boy is my brother. This is the principal clause. Who got the medal study, this is subordinate clause. Because if you take this clause separately, who got the medal study, the meaning does not become clear. Its meaning becomes clear when it is just connected with the boy is my brother. That means the main clause, the main thing here is the boy is my brother. And it gives the additional information who got the medal yesterday. For example, another example. My father, who is 40 years old, loves me. Here you see two clauses. Main clause is my father loves me. This is main clause. subordinate clause. Who is putting means the main thing that you want to say that my father loves me. This is the main thing that you want to convey. Who is 40 years old? This is the additional information that you are giving about your father. It is extra information. You are adding here. Subordinate clause adds extra information, additional information about the main subject, about the main thing. And that is why it is called, for another example, this is the house where I was born. Here you see, this is the house. This is the house. This is the main clause. And where I was born, this is the subordinate clause. Because this is the house main thing. And where I was born, you are giving extra information about the house. So this is how you can understand the subordinate clause, the importance of subordinate clause, and principal clause with subordinate clause makes a complete, a complex sentence. Only principal clause makes a simple sentence. Coordinate clause makes a compound sentence. And principal clause plus subordinate clause makes a complex sentence. This is to be understood. Okay. Now, subordinate clause have also the three parts. It has noun clause, adjective clause. This is also called relative clause, and adverb clause. Noun clause in subordinate clause plays the role of a noun. It plays the role of a noun. Suppose, for example, he says that Ram is a good boy. Yet this becomes main clause and that becomes the subordinate clause, noun subordinate clause. He likes what I say. This is the main clause and this is the subordinate noun clause. Because it plays the role function of a noun. For example, how is on is not clear. This is how is on is subordinate noun clause. Next is adjective clause. For example, adjective clause you can understand. He found the dog which he had lost. He found the dog, this is the main clause, and this which he had lost, this is the adjective clause. Because it is qualifying the dog. Which qualifying the dog? It is called antecedent of the pronoun, the relative pronoun. Now this noun is called the antecedent also. So this is adjective clause. The clause that plays the role of adverb, that is called adverb subordinate clause. you like. This is main clause, and wherever you like, this is adverbial clause, and this is adverbial subordinate clause. So subordinate clause also has three types: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. So clause is to be understood in details like this and with various examples. The concept of clause is to be kept in mind, and you will have to practice various exercises based on clause to make yourself in the habit of using the sentences while you are writing, and also understanding that what kind of sentence you are writing, and that should be in your mind that you can identify the clauses also, which one is principal, which one is coordinate, and which one is the subordinate clause. There is one important special clause also that comes under the category of the clause also, and that we make just the various uses of that clause also. That is the conditional clauses. So we shall take the conditional clauses separate. This is also just the part of the clause, but we have to understand somewhat more deeply in just the conditional clauses, and that is why we shall take it separately, and I will just explain all about the subordinate clause later. First, you will have to keep in your mind all about the clauses. You will have to do some exercises based on the clauses, and next time when I will take the class, I will explain you about the conditional clause. Okay, thank you.